Hello and welcome to our final live Q&A session of our Ask Ambassador series. My name's Claire and I'm going to be hosting today's session. Today's session we're going to focus on careers and part-time jobs. So what part-time opportunities might be available to you while you study and how our career service can support you when you achieve your goals after studying and graduating from Royal Holloway University. So this is your opportunity to ask our students and our staff any questions that you might have and that might matter to you. So make sure that if you do have questions that you're dropping them in the chat. And let's meet our panel today.
Hi, my name is Willis, and I just finished my final years of psychology.
Hi, my name is Maria, and I'm from Spain, and I just graduated yesterday from philosophy, politics, and economics.
Hello, my name is Kashwi, and I'm doing my master's in clinical psychology. It's a one-year degree.
Hi, my name is Sonia, and I'm the Careers Consultancy Manager at Royal Holloway University.
Lovely, thanks everyone. So I've got a few questions to start us off, and we'll kick off with this one. How easy is it when you're at Royal Holloway to find a part-time job?
So we are student ambassadors, and this is our part-time job. But there is loads around campus. You can work in the Starbucks, in the cafeteria. There is also a lot of establishments around campus, and it's just really easy to get a part-time job.
Just to add on to that, we also have career fairs which happen during the autumn and spring term, if I'm not wrong. And there's a lot of recruiters who come in, and the list of recruiters is available to you beforehand. So you can just have a look at it and prepare your CVs and get in touch with them.
In addition to that, at Royal Holloway University, we offer a job shop, which is a visual board within the Egham campus, displaying a range of local and national placement and part-time opportunities.
Lovely. And what types of jobs can students get while they're studying? Like what things can they get up to?
Okay, we are one of the biggest recruiters of our student helpers. We recruit over 1,000 students at Royal Holloway University. They're offered positions such as the career coach, ambassador roles, working within our hospitality outlets, and media and communications. Other part-time jobs within the local area could be retail, hospitality, creative, media.
I have friends who are also working in little cities nearby, like Windsor, waitressing. There are a lot of opportunities within the university and outside. I think 1 in 7 students from the university are employed by Royal Holloway. Just a little statistic to add there.
Brilliant. And what career services are available when you're at Royal Holloway? What can you access?
Just adding from my experience. So I had a placement course for which I had to submit CVs, applications, and give interviews. So I approached the career services for giving mock interviews to know how to edit my CV according to that specific field. So sometimes career services also has specialists for that specific subject. For instance, psychology in my case. That was really helpful for me in getting the job.
And just to add on to that, the service that we offer all students at Royal Holloway University is delivering one-to-one guidance to all students, may that be remotely or online. Graduates up to 2 years can access that from Royal Holloway. We also provide a range of standalone employability workshops that's looking at writing an effective CV, interview techniques, job search, and knowing your strengths. In addition to that, we have careers consultants aligned to all academic schools at Royal Holloway University, delivering guidance within curriculum.
Brilliant. Thanks, everyone. So someone's already mentioned careers fairs, but could you tell us a little bit more about the careers fairs? Are there careers fairs? What happens at a careers fair? Anyone been to a careers fair? Mm-hmm. Yeah?
So there is a specific weeks for each subject. So I went a lot to the politics one, and they happen, I think, once each term. If I'm not...
3 in a year.
Oh, so 3 in a year, sorry. And there's a lot of employers, even some MPs, I think came to the careers fair for politics. So yeah, it's just really helpful. You can talk to them, see what the requirements are for its job position, and yeah.
Yeah, so like I didn't really go and find a job, but instead of this, I'm just gonna look around and see what is their requirement, like what I need to do or what I need to like do more like in order to get the jobs. So or being like more competitive compared to the others. So I think this is a really good opportunity.
Brilliant. So there's a lot of interest in the chat about student ambassadors. You've mentioned, of course, we've got our ambassadors here today. So do you get paid as ambassadors, and what kind of events do you get up to in that student ambassador role? Is it things like open days? What do you get up to?
Yes, we do get paid as ambassadors. And the kind of roles that we do is mainly interacting with prospective students and their families, giving campus tours, representing the university at exhibitions and higher education job fairs. That is the kind of jobs that we get up to. If anyone wants to add.
Yeah, I'm also working with the marketing team, like with the East Asia team. I help them to film the video and also edit their video for them. So like the pay is like quite good. It's like around 12 something. So like I think it's increasing every year. So like by the time you come here, it will be more.
Yeah, there is also the Unibody platform. So we get like paid to like interact with the students there. And there's the widening access team, which I'm in also, which is basically to support students from like hard or like different backgrounds when they are looking to come into university and they might have like some difficulties.
And just to quickly add on to that, the Student Ambassador Scheme especially is a 0-hour contract program. So it's summer break now, so I can increase my hours. When I was at university, when I had lectures, I can just choose the hours that are convenient for me. So that's a very good point to add there.
Brilliant, thanks everyone. So we've spoken a little bit about part-time jobs while you're studying, but we've also got questions about placements. So how does the university help you with finding placements if you'd like to do that as part of your degree?
Okay, so there was a elective course in my module which I opted to choose, which was placement. And how the university helped me with that was there were a list of employers who I could contact directly through the university, and that increased my chances of getting the job. And additionally, they helped me with my DBS checks, and that's how I actually managed to secure a placement in the NHS as an assistant psychologist, which is considered to be quite competitive. So I definitely say the university played a huge role in that.
Can I add to that? The Royal Holloway University provide an optional placement year where at second year you could decide to take a year out on your third and then return on the fourth year for graduation. The placement must be aligned to your course and approved by the school itself. And like we've just mentioned, the schools do provide lists of employers. In addition to that, we do have our employment-based fairs that take place 3 times in a year, providing the opportunity to network and speak to employers regarding placement opportunities.
Brilliant. And do we have at Royal Holloway, does the university have specific links with employers? Are there specific employers that we work with in general?
Yes, we do. We do have a very good relationship with a number of employers that regularly come onto the campus, advertising with us through our job shop, through our job fairs, and even delivering talks within curriculum. They can range from media, entertainment, the legal profession, politics, which you've just mentioned earlier, human resources, so a wide variety of sectors.
Yeah, so for me, I chose one of the third-year modules, which is Politics in Action, and I got to work in Parliament, which was like really, really nice. And I was working for an MP, and I got through contact with him because he studied here actually. So he takes like someone each year from the university to do like that placement. So that was like a really great connection from the university.
Brilliant. No, it's great to hear about your experience with that kind of work placement. And would you say a year in industry or a placement like that can help you with your career prospects once you graduate?
Yes, definitely. Because a placement or any form of work experience develops your soft skills that employers are looking for. Those are communications, adaptability, resilience, organizational skills. It also gives you experience of a real life situation and helps you to make the decisions of the future of what you're seeking as your future graduate post. So I think it's a great thing. It also develops confidence as well, wouldn't you say, from your experiences?
Other than just improving the prospects of getting a job in the future, I think for me it also helped me understand if I'm actually suited for this field. Just being there, actually doing the work that I'm studying about at university, and understanding if I'm equipped enough to handle that or if I have to work on myself more. That way, it's really helped me.
Yeah, for me, that experience in Parliament also helped me get other internships. So I did one with an organization of the UN, and I went to like the UN in Vienna, which was also like amazing. So it was like everything through that experience. So it's like definitely helpful to put yourself out there and get as many like work volunteering experience as you can get, basically.
Brilliant, thank you. And you've mentioned volunteering actually, and someone's asked, are there any volunteering opportunities at the university?
Yeah. So during my second and third year, I was leading a homeless project within university. So we did fundraising events and things like that to involve the community, students, and also raise money at the same time. But there is also like many other volunteering projects that you can get involved with, both within like uni around the community, but also like internationally. So you can go like around the world basically and help others.
Just to add on to that, volunteering in Egham, so there are a lot of charity shops here, British Heart Foundation, Blue Cross. So I volunteer there during the weekends. As an international student, it really helped me understand just the ethos of this place and socialize and get to know people in the community.
Just want to add that our voluntary services at Royal Holloway University are award-winning, and we have over 300 partnerships, both locally, nationally, and internationally, that you've just mentioned. So it's a great opportunity to do some volunteering where you can develop your skills, network, even learn a new language.
Brilliant, thank you. So someone's asking about placements and what the process is like. So is it competitive to find a placement, and sort of what does that process look like?
Yes, it is competitive, but the Career Service are here to help you develop your skills, enhance your CVs, and obviously help you through the interview process. There is support at the university that you can access, like I said before, remotely or one-to-one, but particular schools also support placement opportunities. I think one of you mentioned psychology. Liberal arts also have a credit-bearing module for placements, and our law school also look at work experience within the legal sector. So there's a lot of support there to secure a placement.
Brilliant. I think we've spoken a little bit about how placements can help you when you graduate. But have you got any examples of careers that recent graduates from Royal Holloway have gone on to do, or what can you do once you graduate?
Okay, that does vary. A lot of our graduates go into particular sectors such as human resources, science and research, the legal professions such as paralegal, solicitor, barrister, also various positions in journalism, working for government, which you've obviously just mentioned, in politics as well, and the private sector. So it does vary.
Brilliant. And once students graduate, can they still access the career service, or is it that when they graduate, that's no longer available for them?
Now, I'm happy to say that we, all graduates of Royal Holloway University, can access up to 2 years of the career service support. And that can also be remotely, as we appreciate international students normally would go home or live quite far from the university. You can still access resources, online resources, and careers consultancy appointments through our platform. So up to 2 years.
Brilliant, thank you. So we've got a few questions around kind of balancing part-time jobs and study. So I don't know if one of our ambassadors could maybe speak to how you find that. How do you know how many hours in a week to work alongside your studies, that sort of thing?
Initially, I just allowed myself a couple of weeks to just settle in, to get used to the place, get to know the people. And after that, when I did secure a job, I opted for something like the student ambassador role, which is a 0-hour contract. contract, or my placement, which was just 2 days a week because I didn't want to overburden myself. And again, as an international student, I had a 20-hour working limit, whether it's paid or voluntary. So there were external factors which were keeping me in check, while at the same time I had to learn time management skills because you're taking care of yourself, cooking and cleaning if you're staying in an accommodation. So it is going to be a bit difficult at the beginning, but you're definitely going to get the hang of it, and we're all in this together. You're not alone in it.
Yeah, so I think it's for an international student, we only got like 20 hours a week, like maximum to work. So I think even if you work 20 hours, like to the maximum point, you still have a lot of time to study because all our like school is kind of in the morning time, and then like after school, it's nearly only like 3 p.m. something. So you still have like a whole day for you to study. Maybe like some weekend you go to work as like supermarket or like a restaurant, and you still have like the weekdays night time to study.
Perfect, thank you. So there's a question here about building a network, which is really important when you come to graduate. So how can you build a network to help with your future career prospects while you're studying?
I'd say first to be in touch with the staff members, like your faculty, to get in touch with them during their office hours. And another great opportunity which I found was getting in touch with alumni who are already working in the field. That way you get a good understanding of how it is to actually be there and the journey that they followed to get there.
In addition to that is obviously attending the 3 large employer-based fairs that we deliver on the Egin campus, where you will meet a range of employers. That's great networking as well. But I would also encourage students to do some volunteering work, part-time work, where that gives you that opportunity to network and build relations during the time that you're at the university. It really does help when it comes to look for those graduate opportunities.
Lovely, thank you. So we've got a question in the chat about placement years and whether those are paid or unpaid placements. I don't know if anyone can answer that one.
Some are paid and some are unpaid. So you've got a mixed bag there. So it really depends on what the role is. But yeah, some of them can be unpaid.
Okay, lovely, thank you. And one thing we haven't touched on is year abroad. So if you do a year abroad, do you think that could help you with your career prospects when you come to graduate as well as or in place of a placement?
I think definitely so. And I think some of you would confirm that, wouldn't you? It really does enhance your CV, a great subject to talk about an interview. It also enhances your soft skills and attributes that the graduate market are looking for, and a great opportunity to network and be more globally aware, more culturally aware. So you learn a lot when you're working abroad. So I think definitely would enhance your opportunities. Anything you'd like to add on that?
I mean, I haven't done the year abroad, but I've done my degree abroad. But I would say it's like one of the best experiences you could ever have. And you get to meet so many different people, like many different cultures, and it's just like amazing. Yeah.
Brilliant, thank you so much. So we've got a couple of questions that I'm just reading here now about being a student ambassador again, and someone's asked, once you're a student ambassador, is that something that transfers? So if you come to the end of your second year, do you continue being a student ambassador or do you reapply? How does that work?
In some areas of the university, depending on the role and the need, we do extend student helper contracts. So yes, there's opportunities where there's an extension or you would reapply somewhere else in the university. Like I said, we do recruit nearly over 1,000 of our own students within our campuses.
And do you enjoy being student ambassadors?
Oh yeah, of course, yeah.
Great news. So a couple of questions here in the chat, which I'll quickly cover because people are asking about placement years for specific subjects. So I would say we can't go through every single subject today, just in the interest of time. But if you have a look on the website, you can find out a little more information about placement years for your specific subject. So again, we've got some questions about specific roles that you can do on campus. So someone's mentioned the student hall assistant, again, the student ambassadors. Do you guys know anyone that do roles on campus outside of student ambassadors, and how do they find those ones?
So I have friends who are currently working at the hub with the catering services. So during the summer break, there are a lot of conferences which happen at the university. You can help with that. So how we usually get to know this is either through social media handles where they advertise weeks prior to the about the recruitment, or there are posters all around the university. I'm sure you'll bump into one when you're just walking, taking a walk around the university.
Yeah, also, I know a few people who work at Starbucks. That's also, I think, a zero work contract. So it's just like really great, and you get to see like many people that you know. Yeah, make many friends.
Yeah, I got a friend who worked in Boiler House, like it's a cafe like on campus, and they just like get free coffee, of course, and then and then like they are quite free, and then they're just quite happy to be in there.
Could I just add to that as well? Another role that's not been mentioned as student helpers is called a careers coach, and we have currently recruited 6 student helpers from the first and second years on our Egham campus, and that role is to support your peers within the career service. So it's peer-to-peer support, signposting using a range of digital platforms to support your career journey. There's training provided, and yes, some of our student helpers have been extended onto the following year. Thank you.
So we've got a question here, which is, we've talked a little bit about placements and about part-time jobs. Is there other opportunities inside your course to get work experience, which perhaps isn't a part-time job or a full year? Is there other kind of modules to do with employability, for example?
Like I mentioned before about this, so it's an elective module, like you get to choose it. You can either choose that or go for a taught module, but I chose the placement module. So when you do choose that, you're given a certain period of time to secure a placement. Otherwise, you can move on to the taught module. So yes, there are opportunities within the course to choose modules for gaining more work experience.
Yeah, for me it was the same. So we chose the modules in like June the previous year, and then we had to secure the placement by like September, and then just like sign the contract and stuff. And then I went once a week, so like a full day, like 9 to 5. But I didn't like, you don't have like the lectures for that module. So you actually have like less like working hours within the university.
Yeah, for me, like for psychology course, you can have placement summer, so you don't have to wait and like you don't need to take a gap year to do a placement. You can actually do it during your summer holiday.
Thanks, everyone. So we are getting closer to the end of this session. So if you've got any final questions, please make sure that you pop those in the chat now. But I've got a question. A couple of you here are international students, and people are asking, how is it different to find work as an international student? Do you need a permit? Is that something that you've been able to do?
Yeah, so basically on your BRP card, they say how many hours you can work in a week, and if you say, oh, you can work for 20 hours max, then you can just apply to any employer and then get a national insurance number and start working.
Yeah, it's basically like that, and then you need to make sure to not like go over that limit. That's like really important, and that's between unpaid work, paid work, and voluntary as well.
I wouldn't say it's necessarily difficult to get a part-time job just because you're an international student, but it's generally just competitive out there. But the employers are also really willing to provide training, even if you don't have work experience in that specific area. For instance, a lot of people go on to work in hospitality or like waitressing jobs. Even if you don't have experience, the employers are really open to recruiting students and training them.
In addition to this, the Career Service support international students by delivering bespoke workshops, targeting, looking at CV guidance, interview techniques. There's obviously this cultural awareness there on the different styles of CVs that are out there. What we also do is that we gather information from graduate employers who are willing to sponsor graduates, international graduates, upon completion of their course. So we have that information and data available for international students to support their journey.
Brilliant, thank you. So someone's asking about being a student ambassador alongside a more regular job. Is that something that any of you have experienced? Do you do other things alongside your student ambassador role?
Yes, I do, but it is not a full-time job. So I have I work at a thrift store. That is again a gig which comes up once every couple of months. So I haven't had problem managing my time just because I'm also a student ambassador. But I'd say what's more special about working as an ambassador is that I get to work with other students and just kind of build my social network within the university, especially during summer breaks where a lot of undergraduates are back home. This just provides a space that I can call home.
Yeah, lovely. Thank you. Did you want to speak on that one?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's okay. So for me, for example, in summer, of course, in summer there's no the 20-hour limit, so you can like work more in like your part-time job. But also because I was doing like the placement and volunteering before, I had to divide my time like a bit more to get to everything. But now in summer it's just like more relaxed. And, yeah.
Perfect. So, a question here about kind of managing your schedule alongside your classes. Does your class schedule allow for time for you to go and do your part-time job? How do you work around that?
Yeah, for me, coming from Spain, where you have like a full time like schedule in university, you have like 6, 7 hours a day. Coming to the UK, which you had like 10 to 12 hours a week, was like a big like difference. There is also like a lot of like personal work that you have to do, but that allows you to like do many other things alongside your studies.
Yeah, just like she said, my contact hours as a postgraduate is 6 to 8 hours a week, but there is a lot of self-study which goes into it, but there's flexibility in that, so you can work that around your part-time job. So I'd say it wouldn't be really difficult to fit in a lot of things in your schedule.
Lovely. And then the final question then to just finish us off, for our students, how has your experience been with the Royal Holloway Career Service throughout your time here? Is there anything that's been really helpful for you? What experience have you had with them?
I was looking at what I need to do in order to become an educational psychologist. So I just book an online appointment with the career team service, and while I'm in Hong Kong, back in my home, and I just like managed to get a time with them, and then it's really nice because like at that time I was away and I still get access to that career team, so I think it's really helpful.
Yeah, for me, I've used the career service with like CV preparation, like interview preparation, cover letter. But I would say the most helpful was like on advice on like the paths I can have like after graduating, because I wasn't like really sure what I wanted to do after. They just like gave me like many different options, and then I like it was easier to know.
I'd just like to share this experience where I had an interview coming up and there were no slots for a mock interview available on the portal. So I reached out to one of them over mail and they were kind enough to get back to me and we managed to actually get in a mock interview before my actual interview. And I'd say that was really helpful. So, yeah.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much, student ambassadors, and thank you everyone who has joined us today. If you've got any more questions about career support or part-time job opportunities, you can have a look at our careers page on our website, or you can also chat to your current students about their experiences with career support and part-time work at Royal Holloway. Also on our website, there should be a link to both of those in the chat. And just a big thank you, whether you've watched one of our Q&As or all 5, thank you for all of the questions that you've sent in. We really hope that these Q&As have kind of helped you feel more prepared for your university study and your life. And we really look forward to seeing you all in September when you join us. Thank you.